So, for this 11th blog, I'm going to be talking about a new adventure, if you will. Myself and Jake Miller, someone who was on my course, we have took over a under 11s team at the football club that we work at. Uh, I first coached them I think maybe about 4 weeks ago, and they were a very mixed ability, but they were kind of on the same level because a number of them only just started playing football, like say, roughly about 2 or 3 years ago. And I mean, the ability wasn't really the issue. There wasn't really an issue when I took over. It's always hard as a piece I did for Evernote where I helped out I filled in for a coach and I felt like a substitute teacher. That was the kind I didn't want that vibe before I was coaching them. But on the other hand, they were absolutely fantastic. They were really good. And I was interested straight away, and then Kath, my boss, who runs the football club, was just like, they need a new manager because their other two coaches just can't seem to do it anymore. I was like, brilliant, happily take it. And then I realised that Jake also wanted us to get into a team as well, be good for his experience, so just put two and two together really. And so in the 3 or 4, we've had 5 sessions so far, and literally all we've been doing is we've just been breaking down what their strengths are, what their weaknesses are. So we've highlighted, say, turns on the ball, the footwork, combinations in play. So when they pass the ball, what do they do? Do they stay there, or do they move into space to receive it to help out their teammate? So we've just been doing stuff like breaking the pitch into thirds and doing it into work on the positioning, the sections, passing with a purpose. We've done a lot of skills corridor. We've done Robin Hood. It's basically just to get them on the ball as much as they can, because the worst sessions are when you just got people standing around in the cold waiting to get about and touching the ball like 5 or 6 times in the space of like 15 minutes. That's just like, it's not football. It's boring. And we had our first game. We had our first game last week. We lost 3-0. However, when they last played them in the meeting, they beat them. They beat them 9-0. It was about, I think it was 6-0 and 9-0. The team that me and myself and Jacob took on, they've not won a game all season. They're very, very goal shy. I think they've only scored. I think off the top of my head, I think they've only scored 4 or 5 goals this season. They've lost a lot of games by significant numbers. Preferably, I think a lot of them have been 9-0, 9-0, 6-2, 6-0, 7-1, 6-2. Just really silly and really, it's not good for any age. It's just losing by that significant figure. It's just, it affects your confidence, it affects your morale. It's something that I'm going to try and nip in the bud. And last Sunday we lost 3-0. Yeah, we conceded 3 in the first half. 2 were our own mistakes, and 1 was just a very, very good goal. But second half, we didn't concede any, and we were fantastic. And we could have got a penalty. We nearly scored off a cross. We played very, very well second half, and there was a lot of positive to take from it. I mean, I think this is going to be an absolutely fantastic experience for myself and Jake, because it's a younger team prior to the team that I coached back in Bull when I took over under 14s team. I think there's a lot of room for improvement, but considering we had no subs on Sunday, I think if we get a few more bodies in the team and we get subs every single game and everyone turns to training, I think we have the potential to win some matches this season before the season ends. I believe that we have the potential to play some good football, and I believe if they have more, I want to get that confidence in them. I want them to feel more confident on the ball. I want us to motivate them more. I think the area of using my tactics board worked out significantly. I think when you're coaching the kids at a young age, you can't just talk at them. You need visual aid. You need everyone works in their own way. People are auditory, people are visual learners, people are kinesthetic learners. But I think for everyone in particular, especially at a younger age, you need the visual aid, you need the tactics board, you need to see, if you see the positions and just show where to be and what to do and what not to do and the formation that they're in, it's easier. It's just you can paint a picture from, like, for example, last season when I didn't have when I coached my other team, I didn't have a tactics board, so I just used cones, but I used different colour cones to simplify it and to show who was playing where and what position was what. So for example, I had the blue cones as blue cones as defenders, red cones as midfielders, and orange. I'll say like green cones as strikers, and say a yellow cone for a defender. I mean, not for a defender, sorry, a goalkeeper. So it just made things look much easier, and it was easy. It was more structured, and people were like, "Oh, I'm there," or "Oh, I can see where you separated it." It just, if they can see it with their own eyes, it makes them understand things easier. So when you're talking to them, it usually goes from one area and comes out through the other. By doing demonstrations and breaking it down and using the right terminology as well, which is a big key, they seem to click on more. And then what we were telling them at half-time break, they took it all on board, and they were doing everything we asked them to. It made our life easier because it saved myself and Jake shouting across the touchline to give them instructions. We didn't have to do that as much, so that was a big positive. So it's nice to see people at such a young age, at under 11s, to take things on much easier, to understand what we have to understand and want to take on what we want to say, instead of ignoring us and just doing their own thing. That just makes life harder for us. But we're very lucky we've not got anyone like that. So it's a nice adventure. It's something I'm going to take on until I graduate. So I've got an 18-month period now. Maybe I don't know. Maybe less. Maybe long. I'm not too sure. But even though when I graduate, I'm still probably going to take them. I'm probably still going to stay with them until something else maybe comes on that presents itself better. But at the moment, this is my project. This is my new thing, and I'm going to be putting on daily. I'm going to be putting on weekly blogs about them, just to show you the process and the progress of them, and hopefully something good comes in the end, because they deserve some results. So thank you very much, and I hope if you want to comment, if you want to leave anything, then feel free to. Don't hesitate to.